All right, so for multiplying and dividing rational expressions, you don't actually multiply most of the time. The only time that you actually multiply is when the problem is just made up of monomials instead of, multi-termed things. So here, when you're asked to multiply, it's kind of like simplifying, but everything is split up. So you want to factor everything. So what you have is you've got your left side and your right side. So you've got top left, bottom left, top right, bottom right. You want to factor everything. So top left is just x minus 3. That won't factor. Bottom left is 4x plus 20. So all you can do with that is you can pull a 4 out. X plus 5. Fine. Top right is x plus 5. That won't factor. Bottom right is x squared minus 9. X squared minus 9 is difference of squares. That'll factor. So then you got x plus 3, x minus 3. And then you want to set up all the tops together in a line and all the bottoms together in a line. So on the top, you got x minus 3 and x plus 5, each in their own little set of parentheses. On the bottom, you have 4, which you should write first, x plus 5. And then this one is x plus 3 and x minus 3. And then you're just simplifying. So you're looking for things that match. So x minus 3 matches, x plus 5 matches. It doesn't say anything about finding where the expression is undefined because it says you want to assume it's defined when you're doing this. So you don't have to do the thing where you take your bottoms and slash or equal signs. Okay. So everything on top crossed out, on the bottom, those two things crossed out. So when everything crosses out on the top, you still have to have a top. So you're going to put a 1. On the bottom, you've got 4 and x plus 3. And then that is your answer. And they're all kind of like this. You're going to factor everything and then cross out the bits that match. So same thing. You're going to have top left, which is top left, which is x plus 3, which won't factor. Fine. Bottom left, x minus 1 won't factor. Top right, you get 1. You need two numbers that multiply to be 1 and add it to be -2, which would be -1 and -1. So you got x minus 1, x minus 1. Divide them by the number that's in front, which is 1, which will make no difference, but I'm going to write it down so we stop forgetting to do it when it matters. Fine. Bottom right, you get 6. Need two numbers that multiply to be 6 and add up to be 5, which is 2 and 3. So then you have x plus 2, x plus 3. Divide them by your number in front, which is 1, which again makes no difference, but we're going to do it anyway so we don't forget. Then you want to set it up where you put all the tops in a line and all the bottoms in a line, and then you cross out the bits that match. So on the top, you got x plus 3. And here you got x minus 1 and x minus 1. Bottom, you've got x minus 1. The order you write them doesn't really matter. X plus 2 and x plus 3. So you have x plus 3s. You have 2 x minus 1s up here, but only 1 down here. You can only get rid of one of them. To get rid of this one, you would have needed an additional x minus 1. So then you're done. And all you have left on the top is x minus 1. Bottom is x plus 2. And that is it. And staple this. All right, so same thing. So top left, 4x plus 16, all you can do is pull a 4. X plus 4. Bottom left, 2x plus 6, you can pull a 2. Top right, Get -3, you need two numbers that multiply to be -3 and add up to be 2, which would be 3 and -1. So you got x plus 3, x minus 1, divided by 1, which accomplishes nothing. Bottom right is x plus 4, that won't change. All right, so now we want to set them up. So you got 4, x plus 4, x plus 3, and x minus 1. Bottom, you got 2, x plus 3, and x plus 4. Okay, so looking for bits that match. You've got x plus 4, x plus 3, and no x minus 1. So here you've got 4 and 2. When you have numbers out there in front that are greatest common factors that you pulled out, you need to reduce it like it's a fraction. So if you reduce 4 over 2, it would just be 2 over 1. So on the top, that means you have 2, and you have x minus 1. On the bottom, you have 1, but you don't leave things over 1, because that would not be simplifying all the way. And so then that would be your answer. All right, last one. Which is really hard to see because it's all really tiny. There. All right, so here, you have no plus or minus signs involved. They're just monomials where they're combinations of x's and y's and numbers. These are the ones that you would actually multiply for, okay? So you multiply it like you multiply a regular fraction, meaning you go straight across. So you multiply across the top, across the bottom, and then you reduce the whole thing. So multiplying across the top, you do 3 times 10, which is going to be 30. And if you have 5 x's and 3 x's, that would be 8. 3 y's and 4 y's would be 7. On the bottom, you got 2 times 9, which is going to be 18. 3 y's and 2 y's is 5 y's. 7 and 5, you have 12 y's, or 5 x's rather, and 12 y's. And then you reduce. So you would reduce 30 over 16 like it's a fraction. So 30 over 18, if you divide them by 6, is going to be 5/3. 5/3. Got 8 x's up here and 5 down here. If you're getting rid of as many as possible, that would leave you with 3. It would be on top. Then if you have 7 y's and 12 y's, if you're getting rid of as many as possible, you would be left with 5 y's and they would be on bottom because that's where more of them live. And that would be your answer. So that is your multiplying. And next we're going to talk about dividing, which I have to zoom out for. And I'm actually going to turn this into a different video. So I'm going to stop and restart.